Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to What Do You Say Anime? I am your host, Peter. On today's episode, we will be debuting our 8 for 8 episode. 8 unknown questions that my lovely co-host Miles has prepared for us to discuss with an 8-minute time limit per question. The state of anime, my amazing taste, and maybe something not anime related are all on the table, but who knows? Because only Miles knows these questions. Before we jump into the heat of things, Miles, your voice is sounding awfully crisp this afternoon. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I am recovering from an illness that Pete introduced to this country so many moons ago, and I blame him for it, even though it must have gone through a million other people by now. um, but I think I'm at that point where it makes my voice sound a little better than it is. It got that sort of crisp rasp to it that I normally don't have. So I hope you all enjoy this, and I hope that my voice doesn't give out halfway through this. So,
And from the deepest part of my heart, the only thing I can say is, my bad.
that is A-okay.
So, Miles, what we got in store for us today?
Yeah, so a little addendum. One of these questions is by Jay, and you'll have to guess which one it was at the end. Question 1. Why won't you read Worm? No, I'm just kidding.
That's Jay's question.
Yeah. So I'm going to start off with a not anime related question for you.
Okay.
So, what is the largest animal that you think you could beat in one-on-one combat if you were stuck in a room with it?
Wow, that is a great question. I had my mind set for anime, and now I have my mindset of, could I beat up a platypus? Ooh, that's a good question. I think like a fat, lazy animal maybe I can take. But
Okay.
honestly, I feel like I'm a softie at heart, and that would, man, I feel like I might just like if I had to fight like a really big thing, I think I just might let that win. Like, I don't think I can do it in my heart to like beat up an animal, but largest animal that I think I can beat in a fight if I'm locked in a room. Let's go with I'm gonna go with a hog. Yeah.
That's pretty tough, man.
Yeah.
Those kill people.
I think I would get gored pretty bad, but I think I can come out on top. I just need to I might like sacrifice myself, and so I can like get hit by him, but then I can like grab the horns.
Okay, and like sort of, so like maybe you die, but you die after the hog gets you.
Yeah,
okay.
Where I go down like this blaze of glory, where it's like, I did it, and then I put like my fist up in the air like it's the end of Breakfast Club. And then, and then cut the black, and it's just me in a pool of blood. But but I came out on top. I'm the winner, not you, you stupid boar.
Like, your body is collapsed on top of the boar's body.
Yes, and I'm just like, and then like my eyes are shut. I got like a really cool like aesthetic, like some like 300 aesthetic at the end where like they're losing the battle, but they're going out in a blaze of glory like that, and that's me, and I have a smile on my face, and then my eyes shut, and then scene.
Okay, so you look at whoever trapped you in the room with this boar, and you say, "I hope you live forever," and then and then you fight the boar to the death.
Yeah, whoever put me in this room is like, just remember, I won. I didn't lose. I won.
That's pretty big too. I mean, it's like, I don't know how much a boar weighs. I would guess like 800 something pounds though, if it was like a full sized boar. That might be completely wrong. I'm really bad at estimating things like this. So unfortunately, the correct answer was a blue whale, because you could just wait for it to die.
Because like we're in a room and it's not water.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was trying to like actually think of like a full on battle. This is honestly one of those answers though, where like in my head I'm thinking like a hog or a boar, and then when I think about it, like an hour later, I'd be like, "There's no way I could beat a boar." But right now, in this moment, I'm confident enough where I think I can beat a boar. Maybe it's like a great white shark, where it's like, if you bop it on its nose, like it gets scared. Maybe.
Yep.
It's like a heavy. It's a heavyweight fight where like if Mike Tyson was fighting some random dude, if you throw a haymaker and it hits him in the chin, it doesn't matter who you are, you're going down. So like, I'm not saying that it's like 100% win this boar fight. It's probably more like 1%, but there's a chance. There's a fighting chance. And I got that dog in me, baby. I'm like Joe from Megalobox.
Okay, yeah, you have the dog in you.
Yeah.
Okay, I really like that answer. I think I had to say that a hog would probably kill you
Yeah.
if you only had your bare hands, but I think you have a chance, which is, and then I appreciate the audacity to take on such a tough animal. I would probably pick like a koala or something.
I'm also going to backpedal a little bit and almost say not a fully grown boar, a still developing boar. I'm not going to say how old or how big they are, just a boar in general that's not fully developed.
Okay, yeah. So you know how like grocery stores have like seedless watermelon?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm thinking of this comparison, but you have like a grocery store boar where it's not like the wild boar, right? It's been domesticated some, and it's like, yeah, okay.
Like somebody like messed with one of its like rear legs before the fight. And
okay,
it's like Gladiator.
Yeah, I was just gonna say where
like Russell Crowe. Like someone's gonna Russell Crowe the boar, and hopefully. Hopefully people get that reference. If people don't get that reference, it's pretty random. But
it's Russell Crowe won though, even though he got stabbed.
And what happened at the end of that fight? He
died. But they're not messing with your back leg.
Oh, that's right. Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't want to be Russell. Wait. Oh shoot.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying.
I'm putting myself in a corner right now.
Yeah,
these on the spot questions are making me seem like an idiot right now, but. You know what?
Okay.
I'm confident in myself. I've been in 2 fights my entire life. I could definitely beat a boar.
That's more than I've been in. So okay, let's do I guess media in general, but specifically an anime question for you. So what is your order for like these different elements to a show, and why are you picking this order? Basically, right? I want character development. I want world building. And then I want like your interest in the plot and the plot's coherence.
Ooh, yes. Okay, it's like as time goes on, it changes. So like the uniqueness of a story is probably the best way for me to get like my eyes onto the screen, because I've seen so much anime, and a lot of them follow the same similar tropes. That when there's a unique premise, even if it's like something generic like an isekai, if an isekai switches something up that's different than other traditional isekai, it makes me want to put my eyes on it. But in terms of like actual importance to the story, I'm a huge characters drive the show for most shows that I watch. So I'd put characters at 1, world building at 2, but like a really close second, and then like the uniqueness as a 3rd, because even if the premise is unique and stylish and something we haven't seen before, it doesn't raise my score if the story is bad. It can be something speaking of isekai, there was an isekai called I'm Standing on a Million Lives, and it is a awful isekai, but how they did something differently was when you got isekai'd into the world, you essentially, my favorite thing in the world, they spun a wheel. And the main character, his first like class, like if you think of like World of Warcraft, you have warrior, mage, priest, all this stuff. His is a cook. And something like that intrigues me to like watch the show. But unfortunately for a show like I'm Standing on a Million Lives, everything else is trash. So I dropped the show and gave it like a 4.
Okay.
Then you have something like insanely character driven that I fall in love with. Something like we're watching right now, Kageki Shoujo, where the cast and crew are so well done that it raised the score for me based off of like how they develop the characters in their story, where each character sort of got like a mini arc. And we can kind of see like why they're in the scenario of being in a like a performance art school, and something like that, where you take a very simple premise like a school for the performing arts and elevate it by giving me a cast and characters with development and backgrounds, and the interactions seem so real and well done that it just completely raises the score for me. And then like world building can definitely, there's like outliers where like it definitely raises the score higher. Something like Made in Abyss, where I think the world building is absolutely incredible, and it drives me to continue watching the show and fall in love with that story. And then you have like the traditional master of world building like One Piece, where I though the world building is great, I don't resonate with like the characters in the story. Where the world building may be phenomenal, it doesn't do anything for me if I can't resonate with what's going on screen.
Okay. Now, do you think like character, because character development is a little different than character depth, let's
Yes.
say. So, you know, one of my hot takes is that character development is overrated. It's like really important, but it's not necessary. You know what I mean? Like one of my favorite characters is Makishima from Psycho Pass, and I don't think he has a ton of character development. I just think he's a really deep character. So, you've said characters are your favorite thing. Do you think having dynamic characters is more important to you than having deep characters? And obviously, good shows are going to have both, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, or do you like seeing that change, even if it's like a simple story?
That is a very good question. I think the context matters in the story that you're watching. Where something like Psycho Pass with Makishima, we don't need the character development for him because I think it's already laid out who he is as like the character, the antagonist of the story. I don't need to see him grow as a person to understand that he is who he is and what he brings to that story. Or something where I'm just gonna use Kageki Shoujo because that's what's on my mind and that's what I've been watching. Where you see these girls that I think if you like just saw like a screenshot of it, you can kind of like pick out the tropes for the character. Where Sarsa is super tall. I can get a relatively idea of like what her character is going to be. Something like oh god, what's the blue hair girl's name? I. She's like very stoic, not a lot of personality on her face. I can already tell that she's going to be like the shy, quiet girl. So something like that where I have the tropes in my mind already ahead of time. If we can somehow flesh those tropes out and I can get more to it, it elevates the story for me. Where something like Makishima, I don't need that from his character. I think it all develops around the context of which show you are watching.
Yeah, that's true. And someone's role in the show, I would say. You know what I mean? Because like Akane goes through a lot of character development, but like Makishima doesn't need to. And Kageki Shoujo, there's probably someone who stays the same, and that's like they're more of like a force, right? That someone else is changing. I like that. I would have guessed you would have said characters. And I would have guessed that you would have had like the plot coherence and interest in like last, because I was looking at your favorite anime, and there were like a few anime in there. What was the one that made me think? Akudama Drive, right? Where I was like, oh, this show makes no fucking sense. Pete has it in his top 30.
I love
But it has like,
Drive.
and I mean, it has really cool characters and everything. You know what I mean? And like the world building's cool and stuff, but the plot's like a little jumbled.
For sure. Oh,
but,
yeah, 100%.
yeah.
Like,
so it was.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, kind of like going into it where I think like Swindler in Akudama Drive is just an incredible character. Like the whole idea of her swindling her way through the story is fantastic. And so something like that is like, I guess that's not necessarily character development because she's just like falling into things. She's like successfully failing in the story.
Well, I think it is because you see her like.
Well, I mean, she does for sure.
She
have
accepts the role at the
100%.
end, right? And like, so that's like part of it,
But like, I did like for her character to say in that instance. I think a lot of times, like a character development, a lot of times people just like go back to like a backstory, and like I can see where they came from and stuff like that. Something like Swindler, I don't need like a backstory to see like her character growth and her depth throughout the entire story.
Yeah. I mean, I would argue that character backstories aren't development, but that's neither here nor there. We can have an episode on that, or something.
That could be another question.
Yes. Okay. So speaking of your favorite anime, next question: your top 5 favorite anime, according to the list that you publish quarterly, are in order from 1 to 5: Violet Evergarden, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Ranking of Kings, Toradora, and Konosuba. It is your task to delete one of these from existence.
Ooh.
Which one do you pick, and why?
Wow. Okay. This is tough. Because there's like recency bias with Ranking of Kings, where I fell in love with the themes and the characters and what's going on in that story. And then you have something like Toradora, which I haven't watched in like 4 years, but is the only show where I went out of my way. I think I've told the story like 2 or 3 times on the podcast. My internet went out. My mobile internet wasn't good enough to watch shows on my phone. So at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I went to my gym, used their Wi-Fi, and I just sat on like an exercise bike and watched Toradora. So something like that, where like there's no other show that has done that for me other than Toradora. I think I'm in the 2 camps of Ranking of Kings and Toradora right now. If I had to get rid of one, okay, I think it's Toradora.
Ooh, okay.
So it's how I have my like top 10 broken up is like the shows that like impacted me the most, that are my favorite, are near the top, and then shows that I think are actually like the best anime of all time ever made are like my 6 through 9 or whatever.
Okay.
So Toradora has like a special place in my heart because of like the story. I went through like something similar with like my high school girlfriend. I could relate to a lot of that. So it's like, it's impactful. But do I think that's the best romance ever made? I don't think it is. And I think because of that reason, I would eliminate Toradora. Something like Ranking of Kings, where yes, it's recent. However, it really did do something different with the story and characters that I haven't really seen in anime a lot. And because of that, I could talk about like the themes and the story and the characters way more with Ranking of Kings than I can with Toradora, because I don't think everybody can relate to like what I went through with Toradora, but I think a lot of people can get through a lot what happened in Ranking of Kings and can relate. And I like that aspect of being able to talk about like the story and then fall in love even more with the story. We did that, Miles, with Perfect Blue, where I loved the movie. And then as I started talking about it more, the more I realized that this is a perfect anime. Like I personally think it's the best anime ever created. In terms of like,
and that's why it's 6 overall on your list.
Because it doesn't have, okay, like if I went through something with an idol and she started killing people, maybe I would have it at number 1, but I haven't experienced that in my life yet. And that's why something like Violet Evergarden is number 1, because I can relate so much to the story that I have it at a higher pedestal, or I guess I technically have it ranked at number 1, but I don't think it's a better made anime than Perfect Blue. It's really confusing. My top 10 is very confusing, and I know that.
Yeah, it's okay. But so the reason I did, go ahead. You were saying?
No, I was just gonna say, I think because of those reasons, I have to eliminate Toradora, even though, you know the Wesley Snipes meme where he's like crying.
Yeah, where he's crying. Yes,
that's me. I'm crying, and I have the gun to Toradora's head. I'm like, I'm sorry, and then boom.
Okay, so originally this question was top 10 because I thought that there was a pretty easy choice if I did your top 10, but I would like to expand it to see if I was right. Okay. So 6 through 10 for you include Perfect Blue, the rebuilds of Evangelion, Hunter x Hunter, Mob Psycho 100, and A Place Further Than the Universe. So if you have those 10 and you have to Wesley Snipes one of them, you know, which one are you hitting?
Why do you gotta do that to me, man? Well, I have a tattoo of Mob on my arm, so I'm not going to go with Mob. I'm not going to go with A Place Further Than the Universe, because that is the inspiration of why we're even doing this podcast episode right now, because if it wasn't for that show, I wouldn't be talking to you right now.
Okay.
I think it's between Toradora and Hunter x Hunter.
Okay. I was incorrect then. Let's hear your reasoning, and then I'll tell you what I thought you were going to pick.
So I already did my Toradora take. Hunter x Hunter, I feel like, is the flat ground for a construction site that's building a skyscraper, where I think shows can take what Hunter x Hunter did and make it better in the future. And that's why I don't think it's going to have like a lasting impact. I can see Hunter x Hunter falling out of my top 10, even though I absolutely love the show. Don't get me wrong. However, I do think that what they do in the story, and then once I see something that's better, because that's kind of like how I do my rankings, where I'm trying to think of like a specific show, maybe something like, it's like Fruits Basket, where it's one of like the best dramas slice of life romances that I've ever seen. But like when I watched season 1, it was like lower on my rating. But as I got more, I realized that, oh, this does it better than this story. So then I put
Mhm.
Fruits Basket higher than that. I can see that happening with Hunter x Hunter, where I'm replacing it to that level. Something like Mob Psycho, where it's a mix of like comedy, action, coming of age, all that stuff, I think is not really a theme that we see a lot in anime to like that extent,
Okay.
that I don't foresee me like removing something like Mob Psycho, especially since like Reagan is my favorite anime character of all time. I have Mob tattooed on my arm. Like I love this story. The other one that is a maybe is the Rebuilds,
Okay.
which is also sort of recency bias. I watched that. I finished that in, I believe, February, and was just blown away by like its technical prowess, like the cinematography, the music, all this stuff. And I do think it's a better story than the original Neon Genesis, and that's why I was like whoop up on the list. Like I just fell in love with it. I can see me in the future maybe not thinking it's as high as I thought when I watched it, and
Mhm.
maybe bring it down a little bit. So
Okay.
I think gun to my head, I'm gonna say Hunter x Hunter,
Okay.
but then like Toradora and the Rebuilds are like right below it.
My thought was that you would pick the rebuilds because Evangelion exists. So if you want that sort of thing, like even though you like the rebuilds more, like if you take away Evangelion, you still are the rebuilds. You still have that like core of the, you know what I mean? You're not losing as much. That's how I
Oh,
was like looking
that's
at
a
it.
good point. That is a good
Yeah.
point.
But you can't go back on it because we're at 8 minutes.
Yep,
So
sounds good.
so goodbye Hunter x Hunter and Toradora, depending on how many options Pete has. Okay. So next, we're gonna do what is a Western series that you would enjoy seeing as made into like an anime adaptation. We've been getting more of these recently, right? With like
Yes.
Ruby, and we're getting Scott Pilgrim and some other stuff I know in the future. So, uh, what do you think? If we have enough time at the end, I'm going to do the converse question and count it as one question. A little cheating, but
Gotcha.
that's okay.
Okay, so there's nothing before my answer was always Harry Potter. I thought that like
Okay.
how Harry Potter is constructed, it could easily be adapted into like an anime. And then
Mhm.
however, we're getting something very similar to that soon with Witch Hat Atelier, that I'm like really looking forward to. And my answer for this, okay, this is my number 2 before Witch Hat got announced for an anime. It might seem like a troll answer, but I think how they do it in anime with how crazy the storyline is for this series is would be perfect for anime. And
Corey in the house.
that is Fast and the Furious.
Oh, ooh.
I think Fast and the Furious could be a perfect battle shonen anime that you can mix like Initial D along with something like, I don't know, Baki, with like the how they do like their fightings with just like fist fights and grappling and stuff like that. I feel like Fast and the Furious could be just you could just elevate the story because like they're going to space in Fast and the Furious. Like you could do crazier stuff with anime. Like let's just keep pushing the bar. It's like a Dragon Ball Z power level. Let's just keep raising it higher and higher and higher, where it's so obscene. It's just like, well, this is where we're at now. Like fuck it. Like okay, now we're fighting aliens on Mars. It's Fast and the Furious 13. Like who cares? Like, and I think anime is perfect for that because you could just expand on the craziness because it's animation and not live action. So yeah, Fast and Furious is my answer.
That I think that's a really good answer. I guess like I'm not a huge fan of the Fast and Furious movies. I don't know why. I think it's like when I watch like a live action movie, I don't really expect that sort of thing that you're talking about, but you've honestly put them in a pretty good lens there, right? Because I like Yu-Gi-Oh. I really liked like Birdie Wing, right? Things that just get more and more absurd and
Yeah.
just bring you along. And if you're willing to just accept the fact that this is insane, they're really good. Like I really like that in my anime. So I think that if we had like a Fast and the Furious anime, like you were saying, that's a really good pick.
Thank you.
Okay, so conversely, is there like an anime that you think would be really good either in like Western style animation or like a live action sort of thing? Like what are your thoughts there?
100%. It's Perfect Blue. I think Perfect Blue could be easily adapted into a I don't want to say like Clockwork Orange, but like it's kind of like a style where we start out as like a serious drama, and then as things get more and more chaotic, it changes throughout the story. And I think you could do something like that in Western media really well. With it's not the story itself is great. You can do it, especially if you want to do it in Western. You could do it with like a rising, like up and coming actor in like LA, or actress in LA or something along those lines, where we don't have to necessarily have to be like the Japanese idol. We can
Yeah.
incorporate it to Western media, whether it's a singer like
Yeah, Britney Spears or something,
yeah,
right? Like you saw the effect that, like, like we see this all the time, that these famous people, with the pressure that they're put under in like the microscope, how insane they go, which is like completely understandable.
yeah, and
Um,
people snap like, and that's what happens in the movie, and it's a little exaggerated in Perfect Blue the anime, but you could still, I feel like you could show that really well in Western media, something with like how Joker did it, where like he starts out as like a normal guy, snaps and starts becoming this like
yeah.
Joker character. I feel like you could definitely relate to something like that in Western media and have that like result of success over here as well.
Who would you get to direct it?
Oh, like the first thing that came to my mind was like Quentin Tarantino.
Okay.
um I'm trying to think if there's be someone better.
I thought of someone immediately. So,
Because like I thought like Clockwork Orange, and I thought Quentin Tarantino.
okay.
And but like, do I want, was it Stanley Kubrick who did Clockwork Orange?
Maybe. Let me find out.
I think that's who it was. I don't remember off the top of my head, but like,
Yeah, it was Kubrick.
yeah, I feel like you could do. I feel like Quentin Tarantino could do something like that, because he elevates, like, because Perfect Blue is gory and stuff like that. And if you saw something like, have you seen Hateful Eight?
Yeah, no.
Okay, well, you saw like Django and stuff like that too, where it's like,
Yes, I've seen some Tarantino movies.
yeah, he does like a really good job at like portraying like a serious drama. Say for instance, do you remember the first Mandingo scene in Django?
Yes.
Okay, so it's something like that, where like they're visiting a house, and they're gonna go visit Leonardo DiCaprio's character, and then they walk into the room, and it's just two dudes like literally killing each other in a fist fight. And it like flips the switch like that, and Tarantino does like a really good job with that. And I think Perfect Blue has that, where like he could, the switch turns, and it's like, oh yeah, this is it. And I think that's why I'm leaning Tarantino. What was your what's your
David
director?
Lynch.
Oh, like Baby Driver, right?
David Lynch is like Mulholland Drive. He did Twin Peaks.
Okay.
Eraserhead. He does, so like I think he would do like he does a lot of like really surreal stuff. Like
Okay.
Mulholland Drive is actually, you might really like it. It's about an actress in LA who slowly goes insane.
Oh.
So anyways, that was sort of my pick for it. It's very I don't know if you've seen any of his films, but
I'm
it
looking
might
some
be
up right
worth a
now.
watch.
Yeah, I'm trying to see if I have seen any of these. I don't know. I mean, he did he. I don't know. According to Google, he did Dune, but I don't think he did Dune.
He did the 84 Dune, yeah.
Ah, the 84 Dune. Got it.
Yeah, and according to Google, he did the Cleveland show. I don't know how true that is, but that's a little bit different than the rest of his filmography. But I hope it's true, because I think that's funny.
I can't say anything about your pick, but I'm gonna trust your judgment because you have decent taste in media.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Coming from someone who has quote unquote the best taste.
The best taste, correct.
I do appreciate that.
The self-proclaimed voice of the people.
Yes.
With the best taste, yes.
the voice of the people, unelected by the people.
Correct. It's like The Rock. The Rock is the people's champion. Nobody gave The Rock the people's champion. He just said he was the people's champion, and then he manifested it. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. So I guess sticking sort of from like a looking at live action to anime sort of thing, your next task, I'm going to say, is to cast the main Konosuba cast for a live action adaptation.
Okay, so we need 3 girls and a guy. Who can I take like characters where like, or sorry, like actors, like I feel like their personality would match that character, even though they might be like 45 or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we can get them at any age, right? We're using the power of time travel or whatever.
It sounds.
I was happy with this question.
This is a good question. The first thing that came to my mind for Kazuma was Seth Rogen.
I love it. Okay, Seth Rogen is Kazuma.
He has like the comedic chops, I think, and I feel, yeah, I feel like he has like that the ability to like bounce off Aqua. He has that type of personality and comedic chops that would do that. Then who would play?
So is
Aqua?
is it new skinny Seth Rogen that you pick, like, or do
Ooh.
you fat Seth Rogen?
I mean,
fuck it, fat Seth Rogen.
Like, can we just like dreamcast this and just be like, okay, it's Seth Rogen from like Freaks and Geeks, or is it Seth Rogen from?
Oh, you could do Freaks and Geeks.
Yeah, man, I'm just like trying to think of characters that are like that, but yeah, I'm gonna go with Seth Rogen. Darkness, I'm gonna go Pamela Anderson.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know,
So you went for the body cast right there.
100%.
You were like, I believe in Pamela Anderson's acting ability enough to just get like, and we're talking like Baywatch Pamela Anderson, right?
Yeah, let's go with that. Let's go with that.
Okay.
Megumin would be Chloe Grace Mortes. She's in like Kick Ass.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's in a bunch of stuff. I was either thinking her or Millie Bobby Brown to play Megumin.
I don't think you can do Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
She's not eccentric enough.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like female actress that would be perfect for Aqua, because Aqua needs to have the quirkiness and the silliness, along with like kind of man. That one's the toughest one. I thought that one would probably be the easiest one. Who is like a hilarious actress right now that I would want? Okay, I'm gonna need some star power.
Okay.
And I don't know. I've seen her comedic chops before, and I liked it a lot on SNL. I'm gonna go with Ariana Grande as Aqua.
Ooh, okay.
She is hilarious. If you've ever seen her host SNL, she's like in the past like 10 years, she's one of the best hosts. And
I could see her. I think she radiates like she's super confident, right? She's absolutely beautiful. Like I could see her as a goddess.
Yeah.
Right. You know, I think that she might be like too competent, but I believe that she can act incompetent if she needs to. Yeah. Like
and she could do like party tricks. Like she's an entertainer. Like she's been on stage 100 times before. I think she got stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Ariana
the hair. She has the Aqua hair.
Yeah.
Right? Like with the high ponytail or whatever. Yeah. That's a really good pick.
And then I'm gonna do instead of Seth Rogen as Kazuma, I'm gonna do the guy who plays McLovin as Kazuma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who McLovin actor?
Christopher Mintz-Plasse or something like that. That's
his name.
Yep. I'm just for the podcast. I'm gonna say McLovin is Kazuma.
Okay. I do like. I thank you for not picking Michael Cera.
Oh my god, no. Michael Cera could be Dust or something. I don't know.
We have a little. Dust is too cool for Michael Cera.
Yeah.
Read the light novels. So we have like a couple minutes left. So if you have some quick Union or Wiz thoughts, like hit me up. Maybe Eris or Chris. Any characters that come to your mind for anyone.
Who's the lady in? Do you know Lonely Island, the Mother Lover song? What's her name?
Lady Gaga?
No. She's in it too. Like not Sharon Stone. What is her name? Susan Sarandon as Wiz. That's
okay. Susan Sarandon as Wiz.
She radiates aura energy so hard.
Okay.
Eris would be who's like. I feel like she's like a little bit like aloof,
easily embarrassed, but very like ethereal, right? Like
yeah. I don't know if I have an Eris off the top of my head. That one would probably require me to think a little bit harder, which I don't have that in me right now.
I'm glad we're doing this episode then, where you answer off the cuff questions.
It's like sometimes like in an interview, they'll ask you a question and you have to like sit there and think about it before you give your answer.
Next question, Pete, is what's your biggest weakness?
Oh,
That's just interview questions from
yeah,
here on out.
if you hit my Achilles, I'm down for the count.
Yeah, my biggest weakness is if I tear my Achilles, I can't walk
Yeah,
anymore.
I just die.
Yeah, so good job on that. It's really good. I really like the Ariana Grande pick. I think that was fantastic. I could see her being an amazing Aqua
Thank
when
you.
Netflix does the Konosuba live adaptation, but makes it basically just Riverdale.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can do that. You can do that for
I
sure.
I would be one of 7 people on the planet who would be so excited for like a high school adaptation of Konosuba. Um,
That would be so good.
so, oh my god. Okay, next question. So think of all the anime characters ever,
Oh, okay,
right?
easy.
I want your MOBA lineup
Wow,
for.
great question. Oh my god, that is okay. So we should people who are unfamiliar with MOBAs. That's like League of Legends, Dota, stuff like that, where you
Here's
have
the story. Ugh.
Heroes of the Storm. So there's five roles. There's your top and mid lane, your bottom lane, and a jungler, and they all do different roles essentially. So
Yeah. So bottom lane has like your primary damage dealer and a support person. The mid lane tends to be like a caster, magey type of person,
yeah,
stereotypically. The top lane tends to be a bruiser, as does the jungle. These, of course, are a bit mutable. And that's everyone, I think. So
yes. Okay, so let's start from the top and go down. So from the top is your top laner. You normally played as bruisers, big boys, beefy boys. I'm gonna go with Alex Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist.
oh, great pick.
Yeah, I feel like he can just build tanky items and he'll be my front line. And he can maybe if he catches like the carry out of position, he can like just punch him to death real quick. So I'm gonna go with Alex Armstrong as my top laner. My mid laner, usually because I play mid lane, I play like mages or wizards. I'm going to go with Anos Voldigold from the Misfit at Demon King Academy because he can throw castles. And that's a perfect mage move. You just throw castles and he can also like just kill people and revive them. He's a pretty
How strong would an ability have to be where you throw your tower at someone
Oh my
and your tower is gone, right? So to balance that, the fact that you lose a tower by doing this, how strong would that ability have to be? Is a little
yeah,
quick.
it's like a risk reward thing where it's like, okay,
Yeah.
you give up your tower, but if you hit somebody with it, they die.
Yeah,
So,
that has to. I feel like it has to be that, right? Like,
high risk, high reward. Yeah, I'm gonna go with that. 80 carry Ogata from Golden Kamui, the sniper character.
oh, okay.
He like never misses. Jungler, I think I'm gonna do something assassin. I'm gonna go with Killua Zoldek from Hunter x Hunter.
Oh, okay. I like that. So doing the assassiny sort of
Yeah,
jungle,
yeah,
like Melise or whatever.
yeah. And he has like a bunch of skill sets that'd be perfect. He's an assassin. He could also like mimic himself, and you have like clones, so you could like outplay somebody with like your clones, some Naruto stuff. And then I need a support, so somebody who is there for the team. Man, I don't want to do another Full Metal Alchemist character, but I'm kind of leaning that way. I'm gonna go with Winry from Full Metal Alchemist as my support character. She,
Interesting. Okay.
she can repair everything, and she seems like she's like a perfect support. So my lineup: Alex Armstrong in top, Honest Voldigold in mid, bot lane is Ogata and Winry, and then my jungler is Killua Zoldek.
Okay, great. I like that. I like that you have some like down to earth people. Like it makes it feel more because like MOBAs always have a character who's like a god, and then you have like a tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I like that you like have that like Winry's a really good mechanic, and if she was in a MOBA, she could repair like humans and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I like that.
Yeah.
That's good. You answered that surprisingly quickly. I thought that would be a timey question, but it was not.
Well, you let me know before that question to think of every anime character ever, and I did. So it was pretty simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And okay, that is it was Good. Yeah, this is true. Okay, so a similar line where you have to think of every anime character and pick 5 of them.
Oh, easy.
Yes. What are your top 5 anime characters that have the most dog in them?
The the heart of the dog. Okay, so that's somebody who's like a hustler. They're aggressive. They're loyal. Who are those characters? I have to pick 5.
Your top 5 most, because if it was one, you know what I mean. You could. It's probably easy to think of one, but you got to think of 5. We have 8 minutes, Pete.
Okay, 5 characters with the dog in them. Okay, let's go with Luffy. I feel like he is very loyal to his Straw Hats. He definitely has a dog in him where he is going after his goal no matter what. He can lead this starting 5. So we'll go with Luffy at 1. Who else has the dog in them? Let's go with Simone from Gurren Lagann. I feel like he definitely, especially, I don't know if I should do any spoilers, but there's a certain point in Gurren Lagann where he takes the role of leader and runs with it.
Okay.
And I feel like he would definitely have that dog in him because like he saves the world, starts a society, and it's because of him that they do that, and he takes that responsibility. So I'm gonna go with that. Let's go with Shirogane from Love Is War.
Okay, he's got that dog in him.
Yeah, he for sure. I mean, like think of it like where he is now. He's at a prestigious academy. He's not rich. He got there because of his grades. He is the ranked number 1. He is the president of the student council. All of this while having a bunch of obstacles in front of him, but he doesn't care because that's who he is as a character. Yeah, he's got the dog in him for sure.
Quick counterpoint, even though he's one of my favorite characters just in anime, right?
Okay.
Does someone who has that dog in him take 2 years to ask someone out?
Well, he's busy.
Okay, he's busy having that dog in him.
Yeah, it's like, okay, so when you're I don't know dog anatomy, but you know, you don't mate when you're 1-year-old dog. Maybe you do. I don't know anything about dogs. But as you mature and get older, then you shoot your shot. He's trying to get into go to college, continue number 1. That's more important to him. He can deal with the relationships down the road. Like it's fine. He understands like where he is as a person.
Dogs mature sexually between 7 and 10 months.
Well, like I said, I don't know dog anatomy at all. So
well, I didn't until I Googled when do dogs reach sexual maturity. So that's on my search history now, but we found out.
Okay. I'm trying to think of like somebody who like overcame his obstacles doing whatever it took, kind of like to. I mean, your favorite character Hinata from Haikyuu. I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna say that.
Okay, God. He learned what a setter was though, which is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
So
the dog. How about I'm gonna do a troll answer, but I'm still gonna do it. I'm gonna go with Raftalia. She got that raccoon in her.
Raftalia doesn't have anything in her, much to her chagrin. So,
yeah, I'm gonna use that as a troll answer, and then my last answer, who literally will do whatever it takes to get whatever he wants. I have to default it. I'm sorry, it's Griffith. Like he does whatever he needs to do to. Nobody else has the dog in him more than Griffith. He will literally do anything to get what he wants.
Okay, do you think Griffith or Guts has more dog in them?
Griffith.
You think so? Okay.
Yes. He never sways away from his goal. Even though he seems loyal to the Band of the Hawk, nobody is more loyal to his goal than Griffith.
Okay, so he's that hustle side of it, right? Like he
goes after it by any means possible, whether that means sacrificing his entire squad to get what he wants. Hey, sometimes that's what you gotta do. And so number 5 is going with Griffith.
Okay, if you wanted a not troll female character answer, I would say Homura has that dog in her.
Does she?
Yes. It's similar to Griffith, right? Like she murders people and like goes through like thousands of years, right, to like get what she wants, and then when that person doesn't want it, she makes her.
Okay. Oh, I have a troll answer, but at the same
Okay.
time is serious. Issei from High School DxD.
Oh no, Issei's got that dog in him.
Yeah. He's like a hound dog though. Like
He's like, yeah, for sure. I mean, he's got that dog in him.
yeah.
You know,
When the girls start coming, he starts howling at that moon. Like he's
if your goal is to see boobs, but like he's still got that dog in it. You know what I mean? Like he's devoted to that goal more so than a certain future upcoming MC who sucks.
Save that for the next season preview.
Who has no dog in him? Fuck him. So yeah, okay, good answers there. I think we're at our last question.
Ooh, all right.
One question left.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Our last question, Pete. Oh, which one am I going to go with? Okay. You have to pick a What Do You Say anime cast member that controls every show you watch for the rest of time.
Wow.
Who are you picking and why? See, this one is tough because I think the people that your taste most agrees with are also the most evil people that could possibly turn it against you.
I'm gonna go. First of all, I think it's not Pat. I don't think it's Pat. I think we can remove Pat, especially with our 86 bias. I can't. I just can't. I can't take a recommendation from Pat.
So Pat has been 86th.
Pat has been he has been 86 from this list. So who does that leave us? It leaves us with you, Jay, Has, Kat. Are we Johnny? Are we including like special appearances like Happy, or are we including like Discord members, or is it just?
I'm gonna say those like 6 people that we just had. Like that's who we're gonna include right now. You know, I don't want to. You know, like, oh, AK was on the Yuri on Ice episode, and like she's wicked awesome, so I pick her. Like, no, you can't do that.
Okay, maybe we can start instead of picking one. Let's like do a process of elimination. So
yeah, maybe put him into tiers or something, and then decide.
Johnny's favorite anime is ReZero, and he gave My Hero Academia 10. So I think because of those two, we can eliminate him.
Okay.
Then we have Has, where I think we mesh pretty well. Where he has like sometimes I like my ecchi, sometimes I like my like wild stuff, sometimes I like my serious stuff. So like he just finished like Megalobox season 2, but then afterwards he might go watch something like My Mental Choices or whatever, something along those lines. Where do I want the chaoticness of what I'm going to get?
You get the most variety with Has, for sure, right? Like, yeah.
Then I think me and you have I'd say pretty similar like scores on shows. We don't really vary too much, I think, on a lot of shows. I think a lot of times we're in like a 1 to 2 point difference on most shows. Cat's kind of like me too, where he really enjoys what he watches, and he watches a wide variety of shows as well. Man, I think I had to pick one. This is tough. But if I had to pick one, I think I like the surprise idea more than anything.
Okay, so we're at like a Has or Cat sort of level right now?
Yeah.
For that variety? Okay.
I just want to say, I think that you have the best taste of the people remaining. However, I don't.
Suck it, Jay.
I can't like see you watching something like. I'm trying to think of like something along the lines of like if it like High School DxD season 6 came out or something like that, or like Peter or like Peter Grill or something like that. I
also think I would use this against you. Like I genuinely think that like unless you started reading Human Echo visual novels, I'd be like finish this in 3 months or I'm going to make you watch like Vampire Holmes or whatever. You know, like all the way through. Just like, you know, so, yeah. Like I do think I would do that. The power would eventually go to my head for sure.
I think I'm gonna go with Has. Just
going with Has.
Just
okay.
Based off the chaotic nature. I never know what I'm going to get next. It could range anywhere from like a 2 to a 10, and I like that. I like where I can like base my shows off of what I've seen, whether it's pure trash or a masterpiece. Where I think you're a little bit more selective in what you pick. And while watching good stuff all the time is a great thing, sometimes I'm in the mood for something like Prison School, where they like shit their pants, and I can't see you watching
I would never.
Prison School.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Yeah, I think that's true, because like one of the main things we disagree on, you'll be like, I loved this show 6 out of 10, right? Like, it's not good, but I had a great time. It was super fun and everything. And it's like, I'm not like that, like, at all. If something doesn't quite break that so bad it's good barrier, I'm like, this is garbage. Get away from me.
Yes.
Where you're like, I don't know, you're able to like detach yourself from, you're able to have fun, right? That is,
Miles is fun allowed.
Yeah, it's like, unless it's like ironic or something, or I can convince myself it's ironic, like Handshakers. Okay, so you're picking Has. Now, follow-up question. This is cheating a little bit. How much would we have to pay you to have Has control you for a month on what you watch?
I don't feel like not that much, to be honest.
Okay, cool. I say we do it then.
I just like that. Maybe maybe I watch Megalobox season 2. Maybe I watch some short form hentai. Who knows? Like that's the beauty of picking Has.
Yeah, okay, I like that. Legit episode idea, right? Like, Has picked 5 shows for me. I watched them, and now I'm talking to Has about those 5 shows, or whatever. Okay, so that's our 8 questions. Which one do you think Jay asked?
I think it's the MOBA question.
You think it's the MOBA question?
I'm gonna go with the MOBA question.
Okay, you fell for my trap.
Damn it!
Jay mentioned that question at the end of our hypothetical scenario.
He did. That's why it resonated with me.
That's where I stole it from,
nice.
So that you'd be thrown off. Jay asked the Western series you would like to see as anime and vice versa question.
Okay.
And he also said that if you didn't answer Worm, he would fight you. So get ready to fight Jay, who I think Jay has the most dog in him out of our cast members.
100%.
100% Jay has the most dog in him.
Worm is a great answer, because that's like literally my biggest problem with Worm is I just want it animated.
You want it to be an anime, yeah. It would be so. Oh my god.
Words are cool. Pictures are better. Pictures are worth 1,000 words.
Oh yeah, but Worm has like millions of words.
Just give me 10,000 pictures then, or something like that. Is my math right?
It might be. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it is, because the Japanese word for this is so weird that this is the way I'm thinking of it. For a million is 110,000.
Yes.
So
sounds like some French stuff right there. Is it French like that?
I have no idea about French.
Okay. Okay. That's off topic.
Okay, great. Well, this has been a really fun experience to do, Pete. I've liked your answers. I thought you had some really good answers. Ariana Grande and getting rid of Toradora from existence are my favorite answers.
Of course they are.
That you picked. And this has been great. So do you have any final words or anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, if you have made it this far and you guys have answers for these questions, like, let us know. Like, you can leave them in like the comments below. If you're watching us on YouTube, you can join our Discord. Let us know. I thought this concept might be fun, and I had a blast doing this. Honestly, I would probably do this again. Maybe it'd be fun if we get like other people to like, maybe next time I ask you questions.
I was gonna say, so like the idea that this is based off of, normally the host brings guests on and asks them questions, but you know, Pete's about Pete. So he was like, who wants to ask me questions?
Hey, when you start your own podcast, you make the rules, baby.
No, it's fine. I think that if we did this with our main cast members and our like regulars, it could be fun, just to have our audience get to know us a little bit.
Yeah,
more,
I think
understand our thoughts. And stuff.
We could do some like a group setting too. Like if we had like 4 of us and we each we each brought like 2 questions or something like that. I think that would. I think we're either on something or onto something.
We'll figure something out for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Also, if you have made it this far, you want to support us, best way to do so, like, comment, subscribe, leave a review on whatever platform you are watching or listening to us on. Next week is Watch Club, and we're doing Kageki Shoujo, so I'm looking forward to that. Miles, do you have any parting words before we head out?
No, I would just like to thank everyone for listening, and we will see you next week.
Yeah, and also, this is the first time doing it. If you have any constructive criticism, also please let me know. I'm always looking for ways to improve the podcast. So Thank you so much to everyone out there. Miles, thank you for taking the time out of your day to do this and think of questions. Also, shout out to Jay for bringing a question to Miles' attention as well. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.